most engagement is fucking shorts.
No, but you said the exact same thing when I was talking to Callie a couple weeks ago, where it was just him and I, and then after the show, I was asking him a question. He's like, "Listen," he says, "if you really want to get the views, because that's what's more important to YouTube than it is the subscribers, and that's something with the 500. That's one of the reasons why they lowered it or whatever. I don't know, but he's like, go into shorts. He says, put them out." And out of maybe 1,000 views, you might pick up 3 to 5 subs every 1,000 views. He says, but it's more the views. And then the stuff that my buddy, I mean, there is so much shit that comes out of his head. It's just ridiculous. It's like, seriously, where the hell did you pick that up? Where'd you go with that? It's like, and then he's looking at me. He's like, are you going to think of anything? I'm like, no, I don't have time to think. I'm the one who's doing the editing and everything. It's like we have like a bunch of gaming books, gaming art books, and that we're putting a bunch right there. I have a Doom one. He's like, "Well, do that." I'm like, "When am I going to have time to sit down and read it?"
Yeah, people don't understand how long the video editing process can take.
Oh yeah, that's actually takes longer than the actual video. So yeah.
It actually does. Yeah.
Guys, we are live almost.
Oh,
well, yeah, we are actually 5 minutes late, but yeah, we are. We still have a splash screen, but we are live. Welcome everyone to Wasted with Wize, episode 5. This is a pretty big episode for me because let me go ahead and get on my. Yes, I am broadcasting.
No, are you leaving podcasting too?
Oh, go. No.
This is what the hell's going on?
I'm having fun here. I'm doing this to get together with you guys, and I really enjoy getting together with everybody. RPG 88, thank you for coming in and showing your continued support. I really appreciate it all. And let me just say this for those who are actually going to be watching this after the effect as well. 3 years ago, and I don't mean to start the show on a damper note, but still, this is a monumental day for me because 3 years ago, this was not feasible. This was not in my wheelhouse. This was a long distant dream. I was connected to wires and in the hospital and was not probably going to make it. But I did say that, like you reflect on things in life. And this was one of those things that I wanted to do, not because I wanted to gain revenue or anything like that. It was more because I just wanted to get together with like-minded individuals and just have a nice, relaxing conversation and talk. And 5 episodes in, it may not be a lot to anybody, most people or anybody actually, and 53 subscribers may not be a lot, but it means a lot to me because again, 3 years ago, this was a distant memory, and to reflect back on where I am now and where I was and what I wanted to do and what I'm doing now, sometimes I gotta pinch myself because it seems like a dream. It doesn't seem like I'm the person doing it. So
you start crying, I'm gonna call you bitch, buddy. I'm just telling you.
Go to hell. Go to fucking hell. Well, let's get started. Wasted with Wize, episode 5. Oh, I know 10 is paper, 25 is silver, 50 is gold. What the fuck is 5?
Oh, I thought you said tennis paper. What the fuck is tennis paper?
Yeah, no shit.
No, anniversaries, right? Like the 10th anniversary is supposed to be your paper anniversary. The 25th is like silver. Yeah,
like shit. It's
you get like
toilet paper. Yeah.
Trust me, we got a whole bunch of bullshit for our 10th anniversary. It was like a whole bunch of like actually stationary, for lack of a better word. But anyhow, yeah. Hey, Drawn is in the chat. Thank you, Drawn, for coming in and all and showing your support and everything. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, Wasted with Wize, episode 5. Enough of that bullshit. So remember, yes, all these individuals have been everywhere else, but they've never been anywhere unless they've been first wasted with Wize. As everyone knows who's come to the show already, that some of my guests and some of my panelists roll in a little bit. Let's just say they're fashionably late. That's the word I'm looking for here.
I technically roll everywhere.
Yeah. Well, with that belly, it's hard for you not to roll. So. All right.
Do parking spots that way too.
Well, the rest.
So let me go ahead and start by introducing our panelists. Mostly all of them are going to be drinking Dino Piss, except for me. Tonight, I am drinking. Actually, what I'm drinking tonight is something unique. I was on this trip over the summer to Europe, and I picked up a single malt Scotch from Denmark.
They're gonna say an STD, but okay.
From Denmark.
Well,
Yeah,
I already got all of those. I think my STD evolved. You know,
Your STD
After
punch card
everything
is
fell
full.
off. Yeah.
I got a version 2.0 STD. Come on now. Okay. So yeah, this is a single malt from Denmark. So yeah, cheers to everybody. And before I get my panel started or panel intro started, let me go ahead and take a sip and get started.
Jesus Christ, I'm way ahead of you.
Does it taste like wooden shoes?
Tastes like single malt whiskey to me, but fuck it. It was $200 and my mom bought it for me. So I'm like, well,
for me, all whiskey tastes like whiskey. All vodka tastes like vodka. Like I don't really see the difference depending on like if they're expensive or cheap. It all tastes the same to me.
You got to ruin your mouth and your tongue first.
It really does. But maybe I'm just not good like that because like same thing like with weed. Like all weed smells the same to me. But my fucking cousin can like smell and be like, "Nah, man, that's some fucking granddaddy purple Kush right there." And I'm like, dude, it just smells like fucking weed to me. So maybe I'm the same way with alcohol.
Well, I can say this about single malt whiskey, right? Normally people, when they drink it, they say, oh, it's burning when it goes down. That is the sign of a poorly made single malt whiskey. A really good single malt whiskey should go down smooth, and then you're like, hey, I'm just drinking fucking colored water, and then like 2 minutes later you're sitting there on a table with your shirtless and pantless and dancing,
spinning like the fucking Tasmanian devil.
Exactly. And I'm speaking of that because I may have experience in that, but that's a different story. Let's you know. Well, yeah, let's just say
actually the bite doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It could also mean it's cask strength, which means it's a much higher proof. So you're going to be drinking something that is a lot harder to deal with than normal. So that can happen too. And those can be very good, but they'll have a much stronger, like I said, reaction. So
but it's because of this whiskey we're no longer invited to Chuck E. Cheese. So there you go.
That's a different story altogether. I don't blame the company.
That robot was not coming on to you, sir.
Hey, I thought it was a furry. That's all I got to say for my defense. I thought it was a furry. Okay, and I was imbibing him. That's all.
So that's what happened, buddy. Jesus Christ. I knew it.
All right, so let me introduce my first panelist. My first panelist loves his women like he likes his bacon, fatty, greasy, and dripping. Nova, how are you doing tonight?
What's up? I actually like my women like I like my coffee, ground up and in the freezer.
Ooh.
Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer. All right, go ahead.
A Renaissance man.
So if you actually had balls, what would you be drinking instead of dinosaur piss?
If I was gonna choose, it would be some type of vodka blend, vodka and whatever, because you can mix it with anything.
Okay. Well, I guess I could settle for an imaginative drink because you're not gonna drink a real one. So well,
I got tequila inside. I don't really like tequila.
Do you need a bottle of fucking vodka? Do you need me to mail you a goddamn bottle of Grey Goose?
No, I actually had intentions of getting something to drink this week, and honestly, Friday just fucking crept up on me, dude. I almost forgot that it was Friday, so I'll try harder for next week, I promise.
All right. Have you been playing anything interesting?
No, man, my shoulder's been all jacked up, so I haven't been playing anything.
How about playing with yourself? Have you been doing that at least?
Your butt?
Bro, if I could, I would, bro. Paraplegic, nothing from the waist down works, man. Spinal cord injury.
Well, you could try. I mean, come on.
Slapping around. Wake up, Billy. Wake up.
No, I'm off the filter. I'm not
here. Before he leaves, let me introduce my next panelist, who used to be my former boss. This guy, the only big D this guy has is in his name. Doomsayer, how you doing?
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing?
That's all you got to say with that good of an introduction? What? Come on,
the D be in his name than his ass.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
Yes, yeah. Some people will be grateful. Damn it, it's like I'm going out of my way to help your ass.
Come on, boss. Say thank you, please.
Not everybody can take the time to chat GPT intros for people.
And Hey, is doing a damn good job. Okay, if you can think of a better way of doing it, go tell me about it. All right, okay, that's all I got to say.
John TJ, what's going on? RP, what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, want to introduce Real. I want to thank Real Gamer and who was the other guy I just saw? DE. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming in and showing your support and everything. So thank you. Okay. Well, Doom. What are you drinking? What's your poison tonight?
Vanilla Crown and ginger ale.
Oh, cool! You're actually drinking?
Yeah.
That actually sounds.
Get the fuck out of here! You're like the
No,
only other
Wize,
person who's actually
Wize.
drinking. Yeah.
Wize, I'm not drinking because I already drank it.
Yeah,
It's all gone already. I just poured it 5 minutes ago and it's gone. That's how I drink. I just
Well, get yourself another fucking glass. That's what happens when it runs out.
Well, if you stop talking to me, I will actually go upstairs and get another one.
all right. Okay, before you go and imbibe some more, and thank you for doing it. What game have you been playing? Do not tell me fucking SpongeBob. I will.
No, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for a big sale on that. That's just too expensive. $30 is too expensive. Needs to be around 10 for the new SpongeBob game. Okay. Let me see here. I played last Sunday. I was able to get to sit down and play some games. The Henchman Story, A Hero and a Garden, and I forget what the hell the other one. And then I started God of War Ghost of Sparta.
Oh, Lord.
Which I haven't
God of
played
War,
since last
Ghost
Sunday.
of Ghost of
Some
Sparta.
some PSP action. Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're playing.
You're playing that PSP, not the other PSP. Got you.
Oh, God.
We're gonna talk about that other PSP.
Real PSP.
All right. Okay, so go ahead and get your alcohol. Let me go ahead and introduce the next guy. Our next panelist finally got a chance to sleep with his ex-girlfriend, even though everyone else at her funeral did not approve. Praxis, how are you doing?
Man, she was still hot. I mean, she was cold, but she was hot.
Some Space Warriors in
Nobody else enjoyed it, but I had a good time.
It was okay. You know, sometimes that embalming fluid goes a long way. I'm just
Well, it's good lubricant. And, she's really quiet, so.
which is probably the only time they'll ever be quiet. But okay.
Tight as a drum. Anyway, continuing.
So, what fucking hops are you drinking tonight? I know it's not real
Actually,
alcohol.
No, it's not alcoholic, but it's a Lagunitas and it's an IPA, but it's just doesn't have alcohol. So there you go. It is a beer.
What's the fucking point? That's like, what's the fucking point? That's like, I don't understand that. That's like going and getting a surgery for no reason.
You go to like the party and everybody's drinking. You want to feel included, but you don't want to get drunk at the same time. So that's I guess
because I'm going to be ordering some non-alcoholic bourbon soon too. So there you go, buddy.
All right. So basically, dinosaur piss with another label on it. All right.
Exactly.
Good. All right.
An expensive label. There you go.
What have you been playing? Anything interesting?
Well, a whole plethora of fine, tasteful, pornographic visual novels. No, actually, I've been kind of falling into. It's another kind of pornographic game. It's Call of Duty. I'm sorry. I know I'm failing, but actually, recently I did. It was last Sunday, I believe. I got together with a group of guys, and we played for it was Forza 7.
Mm-hmm.
Forza Motorsport 7, and we were getting a rare achievement, and it was I can't remember the name of the achievement, but it's basically start in 24th place, finish first place in a match, and it was 0.03% of the players got that achievement. So it was a pretty damn rare achievement. But it was we had all 24 of us were able to do it because we're not going to go like race each other. Fuck it. we got in the track and everybody got first place when they wanted to. So it took forever though. God, man. But
your ass cheated, didn't you?
No, there's no cheat. It was one lap. Somebody won. We let him win. What's the big deal? That's not cheating. That's allowing. Jeez.
That's
cheating-
kind of like when you go to the fair and you play that little balloon game with your kids. You know that little balloon game where you have to hit the water and the little bullseye and the balloon inflates and some crap like that, right? That seems like that type of game where you play against the kid, but you don't really play because you let them win.
But the problem is that achievement has to be done in multiplayer online, and there's not enough people online to play it anymore. And for 3 of the guys, they were like 1 away from 100%ing that game, and it was allowing them to complete the game totally. So
you took a dive.
yeah, I took a dive. What's the big deal? That's not cheating. God, I didn't get money for it.
All right, Chad, is it cheating? Put cheating if you think it's cheating. I think it's cheating, but
I'm pretty sure the Vegas Athletic Commission would consider that shit cheating.
Yeah, go to triple combo already. God damn it.
Well, Drawn TJ officially thinks it's cheating. Okay, guys, I want to know cheating. Put number 1 for cheating, number 2 for not cheating.
Hey, is it cheating to throw a match in like boxing or something like that?
I don't have any more fucks to give.
All right. Speaking of our last panelist, well, we should be getting some more panelists coming in, but these are the ones here right now, and we're going to do so other ones as they walk in. But our last panelist is the only man to ever milk a bull and still get milk. I think that's milk. Triple L, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm sweating because my AC ain't working, so that's great. So yeah, that's why I'm just.
So you're wet. You're hot and wet, huh?
Kind of.
It's funny, but I sweat so easily. That is partially the case. But yeah, I have a fan on me, so I'm not that wet.
Okay, so Chad, if you want to see Triple turn on his camera and have a wet T-shirt contest, let us know. Okay.
I don't think anybody wants to. I'm still in the process of dieting. Somebody wants to.
It's like when a chick tells you she's wet, and it's like pics or it didn't happen.
Hey, look, you know what? This goes a long way in helping you look like you're worth something. That's all I got to say. You know, after a couple of these, then you even look attractive. That's all I got to say. So.
Oh yeah, getting fucked up will turn a 3 into a 7 easily.
Exactly. So will turning off the lights, but that's a different story.
Let's put a bag over it or something like that. It's not even moving lights.
No, Drawn.
What are we doing?
Drawn TJ's like, no, keep it off.
No, don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I wait till the dead at least. God damn it, I got some class.
Doom, you back? Doom still.
Yeah,
probably.
yes,
Still,
I am.
Okay, cool.
But,
I want to make sure you're back.
As for what I've been playing, I'm like crawling through Jedi Fallen Order. It's not a bad game. I'm just not 100% invested into it. So I'm just taking my time. And Destiny had a new season drop Tuesday, so I've been playing around with that. And I started up Elder Scrolls 1 Arena just to see what it's like, and I was playing that for a little bit. So that was fun to go back whenever that game came out.
Did you mean Fallen Order or did you mean Survivor?
Which Fallen Order? Fallen Order. Like,
the first one. I'm just making sure.
Fallen Order. Like
people say Fallen Order and they mean Survivor. So
like I said, I'm trying to get through it. I'm just not 100% invested, but I started, so I'm trying to get through that slowly and currently playing Forza Horizon. So.
Okay, so basically everyone is playing their backlogs, and some people are playing their backlogs way back in the PSP era, the original and the authentic PSP era.
I was playing an old ass PC game.
People aren't trying to get too invested before Starfield drops. You know?
I'm looking. I was listening to a Bethesda documentary. That's why I booted up Arena, and I was just like, damn. Starfield, hurry up.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk about that. There was a Pete Hines interview with that as well. And when we get into the games, when we're going to get into the first topic, we're actually going to talk about Starfield and all the things that were wonderfully said about Starfield and by the people who have actually played it, actually. So speaking of which, well, before I get started, let me go ahead and take another shot since I'm the only one doing it. Doom, you could do one, but we can't know if you're doing it because your camera's off.
Halfway.
It's halfway. Oh, shit.
I'm halfway already. I don't mess around when I drink. I drink.
Well, then put on a fucking camera. That's what we want to see. We want to see a drunk Doom.
I'm not looking my best tonight, so.
Oh shit! Like I'm fucking I'm a fucking supermodel here, dude.
You look a lot better than I do right now, so.
Oh shit!
Maybe
that means you are totally fucked fucked.
You should see what the other guy looks like now.
You should have seen the other guy. Right?
Listen, I like my new avatar, so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to actually mention that. That looks pretty nice.
Thanks, Jay.
Oh,
Graphic God. It's Graphic God. I mean, what else do you expect? It's graphic card. It's
I
Jeff.
would love to connect with him. I have to. I got to get him to get me so I don't copyright protect myself all the time. Or copyright strike. Ugh.
All right. So our first topic of the night is a pretty big one. It's the games. There was a small little show in Cologne, Germany. Maybe you heard of it. I mean, it always usually goes under the radar. It's a very small little thing. It's called Gamescom. Have y'all heard of that thing before?
No.
No.
Duh.
I couldn't give two shits in all truth, so go away.
Well, it happened this week in Germany, and yeah, they did release or they showed a lot of games. Some of them were interesting, some of them were indies, some of them were it was a show. It was there.
It was longer than I thought it was going to be for the first day. I was like, this shit's going on a lot longer than I expected.
Well, it seemed like Jeff Keighley was going out of his way to sort of fill the show, for lack of a better word, just talking about just the show. It just looked like Keighley was like sort of looking for stuff, and then he put stuff in it. And I'm like, okay, that really did not need to be there, but okay, if you say so, so yeah. But anyhow, I got a list of games, and I'm just going to quickly go through them, and I'm going to see if anyone's interested in talking about any of these games. I didn't get to watch all of the trailers, unfortunately. This week was kind of hectic at work for me, but I did see some of the major ones, and but any of the minor ones that I mentioned, if anyone has something to comment, please interject. Okay, so what was shown? COD Modern Warfare 3. Thoughts? Most people were thinking that it looks like a DLC, so I don't know.
That's
okay, it's COD. Yeah. Ooh.
This is all new to me because I have not been keeping up with the news in weeks.
Oh, hey. So guess what? Call of Duty 3 is coming out.
But
I think the only cool thing about this one is it's the first time that it's a direct sequel to a game, so the narrative is actually coming off of Modern Warfare 2.
Well, that was the original Modern Warfare.
Original Modern Warfares were direct sequels of each other.
Yeah.
Where?
Were they?
Yeah, the original Modern
Even the Black Ops were.
I like that. Real games is Gamescom.
Yeah.
And then actually, if you look at not Cold War, but Black Ops were like
I think all the way up to 1 and 2 were sequels. Out of the 3 was some weird futuristic off the wall stuff.
I mean, it's gotten to the point, graphically speaking, that it's really hard to tell the difference between.
Yeah, you can't do much
any
better.
generation.
I remember that one mission from 2 where they showed them like clearing the house out with the night vision on. Like that was almost fucking like watching real life. Like we're only gonna get so much better. So the difference is going to be so incremental. You're really not going to notice it. It's going to be what it does differently, like mechanics wise. It's going to separate it.
Well, do you think they might have pigeonholed themselves? Because what was that? Their futuristic one? I don't think it did that well.
Advanced Warfare? Or Black Ops 3?
Well, no, you're thinking of Infinite Warfare is what you're thinking.
Yeah, Infinite Warfare as well. Like they tried several.
Call of Duty Halo. That's what it was.
Yeah, so that didn't work well. It did, but it was
a great campaign. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks that it didn't do well enough sales-wise, because I think that's really going to stop them from ever wanting to go back to that. Because that's really, we've done World War II a bajillion times. We've done Vietnam. We've done modern. We've only done future once, and the only time they touched it, it didn't work. So I don't see them going back to future anytime soon, even though that's really the only place they can go that they haven't gone a whole bunch. Like that well really isn't dry, but I don't think they're going to touch it again.
Call of Duty Civil War.
Okay, before we keep going on, our next panelist walked in. He is our favorite illegal alien from Texas. Loke, how you doing? Loke?
I'm late again. Apologies. I have no excuse. Honestly, the show just went way too long. We had a special guest. It was his birthday, and yeah, it got turned up. Anyways, I'm here.
Okay,
what are we talking about? Modern Warfare?
Well,
is that Call
yeah,
of Duty?
well, we're just recapping all of the freaking games that were announced in Gamescom, big and small. And I was just going to tell it. I was telling.
Oh
the
my
panelists
god,
if
so
you
many
want
games.
to mention it. Yeah, But there were so many games, but I think there were just like a handful that I was really genuinely excited to see. So I'm just going through the list and asking if anyone has any thoughts about any certain games. Modern Warfare 3, you have anything to comment about that? It's Modern Warfare.
No. I like the COD games. Like I like COD games for their campaigns, which is what like 99% of people don't like. That's the only value I see in Call of Duty games, which is why I don't buy them day one, because the campaigns are like 6
hours, 7.
Yeah. Okay. Look, your camera froze for some reason. If you can still hear me. Yeah.
He's just that cold.
Yeah, you just basically you're frozen. So yeah.
Is that text?
And it's a really good freeze. So yeah, somebody should snap that
all the way out.
Yeah, there you go. We could put that head on something else, and that would go a long way. So anyone good with Photoshop? Photoshop that #Photoshop load. Yeah. Okay.
Hold on, keep it up there. I'm getting it right now.
Just hit that.
I screenshotted Luke. There we go.
All I gotta say is, I know officially me and Doom are drinking. Normally, Loke doesn't drink on the show, but from this expression, I think he might be dipping into the Sacramento wine.
Marijuana. Dude, he's hitting the pipe, buddy.
Yeah, I think so too.
He looks stoned off his ass.
Sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. I gotta take a breath here. All right, let's keep going. And Diablo 4, Season of Blood. Loke would have been perfect to talk about this, but I don't know. And so was Cerebral, but Cerebral has some issues tonight. Prayers for Cerebral. Hopefully you're feeling better by next week. Yeah, anybody have anything to mention about Season of Blood? I mean, I don't know. Looks like another season. All right.
I got nothing.
No, anybody else?
No.
Blood.
It looks amazing. Okay.
It's blood.
All right. This one might have a few of you guys interjecting. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. That was the next one announced. And I looked at that. This was one of the trailers that I did get a chance to see. And I was really impressed. I mean, they showed those little TV cutscenes that they had in the original, and it looked really nice. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty hyped for it. But unfortunately, it's being released at a time that it's like filled with other games. So,
sorry guys, my internet cut out.
Okay, no problems. Your internet let us do what we wanted to do. So just stay off of Twitter for a while.
This guy. Seriously, I have a short story to tell you guys about Twitter that's really, it's chafing my tits right now.
Wow. And you don't have any tits, so that's saying a lot.
You gotta clip that.
Put some lotion on those fuckers.
No, it's hot than a mother. I can't be putting lotion on them. Anyway, for some reason, well, not for some reason, but I've been getting DMs and people are unfollowing me. Well, before they unfollow me, they jump in my DMs and they rant. Then they unfollow and block me, talking about not my look in my comments and all that stuff. Apparently, I've been talking too much about Xbox. I need to stop talking about Xbox.
So like in a good way or a bad way? Or...
Yeah, in a good way. And it concerns me because I'm like, this whole time, you guys are under the impression that I worship the blue box. For real? Because when Zelda came out, nothing. No one was on my ass. I was spamming Zelda every fucking day because of all the mechs people were building, the cum machines, all types of weird shit that was happening in Zelda. Y'all are laughing because you saw the videos. You guys watched it.
I seen a video. It was just a compilation of people that were crucifying the Koroks and then parading them around cities.
See, that's the thing. I'm still playing Zelda and I'm still doing that shit. I've not even gotten to the first fucking city yet. I'm just going around.
All right. So what's pissing me off? What's chafing my tits is no one was stressed when I was sharing all this Zelda stuff and Nintendo stuff. No one was pressed. No one was unfollowing. No one was sending me long ass rants in my DMs, right? as soon as the hype machine for Xbox starts up, and I'm also hyped, now we have a problem. It pisses me
That's
off.
just some major weirdo shit. Like I just never understood the idea of like spamming someone's DM or sending like a really long worded paragraph. I didn't want to write in school. You just write for whatever reason and tell someone how you dislike them. I'm like, you got too much time on your hands. I
was telling Wize before the show, or maybe it was going on. This is the whole reason why I'm quitting Twitter. I don't know. This is why I've been trying to avoid it as much, and I haven't been on. I just go here and there. Like I answered Wize today, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, let me check this, and I start seeing, and I think it was 2 weeks ago. It's like, why are people sitting there and talking about Baldur's Gate being an exclusive to PlayStation? It's not. I looked it up, and it's like it's not an exclusive. You're making a big deal about that. Somebody, it might have been 3 or 4 weeks ago when they sat there and said about the PlayStation Pro, the PlayStation 5 Pro, and somebody was on Twitter like, why are they sitting there making this? And I'm just sitting there going, if you're not buying it, why do you care? It's like Twitter is the idiot parade. I mean, idiots live on Twitter. It is sad how much people, and there are a lot of people. I sit there and I go, this dude can't be playing games. This person cannot have a life, because
the internet is filled with people who get misery from other people's happiness.
Yeah, but Nova, here's the one thing, and I'm gonna throw this out there, and it will probably piss off people. Wooly sat there, and I'm in a private with him. Wooly sat there and said he's done with all this crap. He goes and he leaves for a couple of days. Then he comes back and he's still going at it. It's like, dude, you have a daughter, you have a wife, okay? You cannot talk to a moron. A moron will never listen. They will never open up.
What's the saying about arguing with an idiot just brings you down to their level of something?
Why do you keep arguing? This is the reason why I sat there. I don't give a shit about Twitter, and I don't give a crap about your opinion. Your opinion means nothing to me. Okay? And that's why I'm not going to sit there and say I've been avoiding Twitter. I just been trying to, you know what? I'm at the point that I got something going on privately with somebody for some work, and that once that's done, which is 2 weeks, I'm done with Twitter. I'm off Twitter too. I'm gone because it's like people are trying to ruin your experience. They talk shit about PlayStation. They talk shit about Xbox. They talk shit about this. They talk shit. It's like, you know what? You talk so much shit, but I bet you don't play shit. Okay?
Yeah.
That's that thing. Go play a game. Stop worrying about what other people are saying, because if it's really hurting you, okay, and what these people, in the media, if it is really affecting you, I would suggest you need to go and get, and I'm being serious about this, you have to get help, because your life revolves around a hobby that you can give up at any time. I've given up gaming 3 times. It's very easy because I have a love for other things. Like I sat there and told Callie a couple weeks ago, I'm just a gamer. I would rather sit down and watch movies all day than play video games, because movies are more interesting. At least the movies I used to sit there and watch. The junk that they have out there.
I was going to say, go and watch Barbie, bro.
Huh?
I was going to say, since movies are so interesting, go and watch Barbie.
Yeah, I'll get my wife to
watch some fucking man-hating patriarchy fucking propaganda. Woohoo!
But the thing is, and I was going to sit there and say, if anybody is out there, please do not watch Terrifier 2. Terrifier 1 was an absolute horrible movie. Terrifier 2 goes even further, so I don't know how much further you can go into an absolute junk of a movie.
There's an interesting topic. Wize.
How bad that movie
I'd like to discuss something that I love that's not gaming. I think it would be nice for everyone here to share what they could see themselves putting hundreds or maybe even thousands of hours into that isn't gaming.
And you know what?
Okay, that's good. That's good.
what
Yeah, that's a good topic. Let's talk about that.
Channel I have movies, games, statues, toys, comic books. I just
Porn.
talking. No.
That's me. There you go. you took the fucking words out of my mouth.
That immediate denial just seems like a confirmation to me.
But no, see, that's the thing. I got bored about talking nonsense about video games. It's like, why am I going to sit here and argue with Darth or Super or anybody else and sit there and want to try to sit there and just destroy his enjoyment? It's a hobby for you to enjoy. Just because somebody else doesn't like what you're sitting there and playing, screw them.
Well, let me ask you a question.
The problem is a lot of these people they somehow meld their personalities with whatever their platform of choice is, and it becomes their personality. It becomes like who they are, is that one fucking particular box. I don't understand how they let it get to that point, but that's what happens. And then anytime someone says something that even kind of slights that box, they take it as if you just fucking said some shit about their mother.
This is why I just mute and block. Some people be like, I don't want to mute them, I don't want to block them. I'm just like, bro, why waste your time? Just get them off your timeline and call it a day. Like, you're not. I would assume you're not missing out on anything. That person can't speak to you no more. So just mute, block, keep going. And then some people celebrate when they get blocked. I'm just like, yeah, I guess.
I got thick skin. So.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask everybody a question here. Okay, so how much does somebody's negative or positive opinion affect your personal opinion when you play a game? So let's take a hypothetical scenario here. Let's just give me a game, just a game that came out that wasn't a success. Elden Ring. Okay, Elden Ring. All right, okay, fine.
Sure.
You never played Elden Ring, and all of a sudden everyone is shitting on it, right? And you're excited to play it, but everyone else is shitting on it, and you play it, and do you feel that their opinion negative or positively or negatively impacts your appreciation for that game?
For me personally, no. Like there are a select few people whose opinions actually matter to me at all when it comes to certain things, and I may take their opinions and kind of put that in the back of my mind. But like if I'm interested in a game and I want to play it, I don't give a fuck what the world says. I'm gonna play it, and then if I like it and everyone else hates it, cool. You hate it, I give zero fucks. I enjoy it. I don't care what everybody else likes or dislikes because I make up my own mind about the shit that I like or dislike.
Okay, well, DE makes a good point. He says, I'll chime in. I get vocal when it comes down to little things, lack of custom control options, lack of graphic mode options, aka 60 frames per second. That's when I start shouting on Twitter. So do you think that if the game actually has a fault, that there is a reason that people are in their right to complain about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a matter of giving like constructive feedback and just being, for lack of a better word, just like a dick about it. I'm not saying you got to kiss their feet or anything like that, but hopping online and calling them like pieces of shit because the game's not running in this specific way doesn't help. That's one of the things people experience in the Destiny community, at least, where I don't know, maybe this weapon isn't working properly, and they're speaking about how aggressive people are with feedback. Some of the developers just don't want to get back on and communicate with the community anymore because of that. So
they also get death threats and shit from fucking randos on Twitter because they like something about the game. And it's like, dude, relax.
Like I said, there was something that I don't even want to get into the rabbit hole, but literally something that Destiny.
Oh, we're way into the rabbit hole. There's no
Destiny 1 is coming back, and people are just bombarding the man.
What about Gamescom? What about
Gamescom?
So. Well, Twitter, everyone knows Twitter's a shit show. It's an echo chamber. And if you're looking for a voice, a certain opinion, and want others to support it, the algorithm will definitely fill that need of yours. You know, if you hate something, you'll find like-minded individuals. You like something, you'll find like-minded individuals. And there you go. But it's one of those things that
you want to go for positive outlook on life or anything. Twitter is not the place to go.
Exactly. Just putting it out there. If you're already depressed, Twitter, you need to stay off of Twitter.
It's not going to end well. Don't go to Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just saying.
All right. So speaking of the topic at hand, the Gamescom. We only got through the Alan Wake 2. Okay, new character on Mortal Kombat 1. They showed Sindel. They also showed, I think, those games from those characters from the boys coming in also to Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, Homelander.
Just one, Homelander.
Yeah, Homelander, and they had
Omni-Man is from Invincible.
I still, well, Homelander and Omni-Man are going to be in there, and a friend of mine told me about it. It's like, I don't really see the hype because you basically have two Superman-esque people. I know they're different in different ways,
but they play
like
different.
Their theme is around Superman cape. One has laser vision. Well, I think they both have laser vision. No, Omni-Man does not.
I don't think Omni-Man has laser vision.
Yeah,
but that's like the only difference.
Yeah, so I don't know. I saw like a death battle between the two, and I was like, yeah, whatever. But people are hyped to see Homelander.
I like Homelander.
They play different. You know why?
Why?
You know what? If you actually play fighting games, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when people say,
that seems like a little bit of shade thrown. That seems like a little bit of shade thrown at.
No, it's the truth, guys.
I don't really play
Like someone that doesn't watch sports, right? Yeah. If you show them a netball game and a basketball game, they'll say it's the same sport. People that don't play fighting games, if you put Tekken, Street Fighter, and Guilty Gear next to each other, they'll say it's the same thing.
I'm gonna slap somebody. Somebody say that. I'm just like,
but it's true. It's true. I've heard people tell me that Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon is the same thing, and I'm like, are you insane? Yeah, there's a big difference between an arcade game, and a
I have to ask if you're talking about this like random people or like actual quote unquote gamers. They're saying that.
No, I'm talking about actual gamers. There's people, and that's the crazy thing. There's people that are into gaming, like really deep into gaming, but only a specific section of gaming. Most people don't do what we do. Like right now, I'm playing WRC Generations. It's a rally game. Most people don't jump around the way we do. I just left Armored Core just now. I'm playing WRC, and then I'm gonna play another weird game. Most people don't do that. Most people, they get Madden and that's it. They get Call of Duty and that's it, etc., etc. That's what I wanted to add to it. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I'm intrigued. I do like the boys. Again, I don't have a horse in this race. I like fighters, but it's like I know I can't do what a true fighter person who plays fighters for hardcore all the time can do. So I actually enjoy watching fighters more than I do playing fighters because of all of the different things and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, I agree with your point. Look, I mean, to me, from an outsider's perspective, because this is just not my genre, it looks like another Superman clone, but as you said, it plays different, and that's something I would not know because I would never ever get to the point where I would end up playing such a game.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see how they play differently. It's just outside looking at them, just like two dudes with capes, Superman inspired. So let's see how this goes. I know you got Ken and Ryu; they play differently, but still.
Don't even worry about
it. That's a good analogy, Ken and Ryu.
Yeah.
Anyone can say it's the same character, but it's not. They're very different. Yeah.
Well, they were
didn't Superman himself play differently between the two? What do you call it? The two fucking games.
Oh yeah,
Injustice.
Yeah, and Injustice 2. Superman didn't play the same.
Superman, yeah.
He was broken in the first one. Well, not broken. He was OP in the first one.
That's broken.
Let's be real. He should be OP in everyone.
Superman will be OP no matter what you do. But I think the one interesting thing is this, right? Like maybe they brought all of these guys in because I think with Injustice, they had problems doing fatality because DC had problems with their characters doing fatal moves. Whereas I don't think the people who do the boys have any such recourse.
Well, they have the Joker.
And they definitely don't for Invincible either.
The Joker was
that show was graphic as shit.
Not 9. It was either in 10 or 11. They had Joker in it. I think he had a fatality.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have any fatalities in Mortal Kombat versus DC.
I think it's different when they're guesting in a game and when it's like their actual game, their flagship game. Yeah. I think that's different.
Well, Superman had a fatality in the movie where he fought Zod. So, I mean,
that was
Rice Krispies.
I remember people complained about that, like Superman doesn't kill people. It's like, bro, Zod was gonna laser beam everybody. What the fuck did you want him to do?
Let him die.
Combo breaker.
Obviously.
Let him die.
Yeah.
And he clearly screamed afterwards because he didn't want to have to do it. Well, Superman didn't kill people. This movie's bullshit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Go away.
Can
Go get some pussy. Fucking, your mind's broken.
can I interrupt for 1 second? I want to put this out there.
I mean, he kind of just did, sure.
Todd McFarlane, you suck. If he ever listens to this podcast, Todd McFarlane, you suck.
Here goes our chance to the one time he does listen. I like these guys. And then he hears that. He's like, I don't know.
God damn it.
We were gonna come on this.
Guy.
I was gonna come on the show except for Doom's comment, right? That's exactly what it is.
No, he will come onto this show because the reason why is because he keeps putting out these goddamn figures, and I keep pre-ordering them.
Oh, so it's
Listen, he just brought out a Joker. It's called Fall Geek Out. It's a Joker figure, and he actually looks like somewhat like what the hell is it? A scarecrow in a way. He has this potato bag over top of him, and it says on your Wize. Then
why so serious?
And he's releasing another Joker that is a crossover with Two-Face, and it looks unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Label.
Bro, he's releasing a box set that has every movie Batman.
Yo, I tried getting the box set of the Batmans, the 6 Batmans.
Yep.
They were gone in 3 minutes.
Oh, I bet.
3 freaking minutes.
Dude, I'm the same way as you are with Hot Toys figures.
Yeah.
How much was it? I'm curious.
So many fucking cool figures there.
$600.
Hot Toys
600.
No. Was the Batman collection like $600?
Oh, I don't think so. Top McFarlane stuff is not expensive.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can relate. I collect blow up dolls, but I don't have to worry about them ever being sold out in 3 minutes. So yeah, but go ahead.
Shameless plug. If anybody really wants to know what my Todd McFarlane collection is, there's a video on Initiate Swarm Protocol where we go over all the Todd McFarlane figures that we have.
Shameless
Yeah,
plug.
Todd McFarlane changed the game when it comes to. Like we only have figures like Hot Toys shit because of Todd McFarlane and his fucking toys. If it wasn't for him, dude, it wouldn't be anywhere near like it is now.
Yeah. No, but I have my wife years ago for Father's Day. She bought me the Punisher in the Iron Man suit. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
And I took it out of the box. Yo, this thing is heavy.
You got a chubby, didn't you?
I believe he's from Arizona here, and he's got his headquarters here. And if you go there, dude, he's got like the 18-inch prototypes of the figures he releases and shit in like glass displays. And it's like, dude, why the fuck don't you make them that big, Todd? I'd buy that shit.
Yo, I wish I could take my camera over to my McFarlane shrine. I think I have probably around 50 of them.
Jesus Christ!
How many people?
How many people? What?
How many people would the Punisher be able to kill if he had the Iron Man suit?
Oh, there was a comic out where there was a 6-issue comic that he was going and blowing everybody up. Oh, it was great.
Fuck me.
Oh yeah, this I'm gonna say 20. I think it was 2017 or 2018. There's a 6-issue Punisher. With the Iron Man iron suit. And I forget he was going after some Russian guy, but he was just literally killing everybody with the Iron Man.
Having a thumbnail search so I don't forget.
All right, well, I'm going to keep going. Tekken 8 release day.
Bro, if there were any rails on this show, they don't fucking exist anymore, bro.
Well, we tried out, bro. But, you know, it's a mild
suggestion. We're Wize. We can talk whatever we want.
Yeah, we can talk whatever we want.
Hey, if you want it, you can get it on Amazon for like $181. The Batman collection.
Well, say that again, Darth.
I said if you really want that Batman set, you can get it on Amazon for like $181. I'm looking at it right now.
There goes Doom.
Yeah, he just like disappears.
I'm looking at what Target has for pre-order, and there's probably about 5 of them that I might pre-order.
Well, I guess the pre-order for this popped out back in mid-July.
Yeah. It was gone in 3 freaking minutes. I literally went on the tweet. I'm like, oh my god, look at that. And I went over. I'm like, let me hurry up and put it. Go to the site. And I'm like, it's out. Son of a bitch. Talking about.
Yeah, dude, they fucking announced
3 minutes
Advanced Suit
What?
Peter and Advanced Suit Miles from the Spider-Man 2 game at Comic-Con, and that shit was gone in fucking seconds if you want to pre-order that shit. I was like, dude, fuck off. I was asleep when this shit got announced, guys.
It's announced and sold out before you woke up.
It's
Good
so
time.
fast. And then you can get on waiting list, but then who knows when the fuck it's ever gonna get back in production. So man, fucking missed out on that one.
Oh, look at this.
All right, Tekken 8 release date. Anything?
Speaking of Tekken 8,
Tekken hasn't been relevant to
Tekken
me
8.
since
Okay, Luke
Tekken
has something
Tag
to say
Team.
about. Luke has something to say about
Turn
Tekken
it
8.
on.
Good. Let's act like this show has at least some sort of structure. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Since we're
Tekken.
talking about figurines,
Get the fuck out of here! Come on now. Oh God! Oh my God! Okay, Tekken
so I would
8.
say-
Go for it.
speaking of figurines, I'm looking forward to buying the $300 edition of Tekken because it comes with the special figurine and
Who's the figurine of?
Jin Kazama.
Oh, nice.
Is it with
Is
or
it Devil
just
Jin or regular Jin?
half like Devil Jin or something like that?
It's kind of half. Like he doesn't have the horns, but he's got like the wing, the right wing, the black wing, and it's kind of on fire as well.
So you're saying he's a
It's-
one-wing angel?
Yes.
I mean, we can't copyright that shit.
It looks beautiful.
You can't put a price on that.
So all I gotta ask is like, did they announce Steve Fox for the game yet, or is he not in the game? It's gonna be like
No, it hasn't. It hasn't been announced. No, but you can assume he's coming back because there's 32 fighters starting before the game even starts. 32. So yeah, I think you can assume he'll be there.
They're gonna try to pull like a Mortal Kombat Armageddon where it's every character,
Or Super Smash Brothers?
or Super Smash Brothers. Yeah,
They're all here.
No, they won't because if you order the Ultimate Edition, you only get 4 DLC characters who are coming. So total is 4 DLC characters.
Oh,
So I don't think there's gonna be enough time to add unless they're fucking gonna be scummy as fuck and offer you 4 if you buy the Ultimate Edition. But then even after that, you still have to fork over more money for more DLC characters.
Look, developers dummy in 2023. No
Say it
way.
ain't
Oh
so.
my god.
No way. They
Are
wouldn't
you
nickel and
guys?
dime us. They'd never do that.
Okay, I'm going to pick out some of the highlights.
You guys
Otherwise, we're never
suck.
getting. Otherwise, we're not going to ever get through this list.
It's gonna be a minute.
Phantom Liberty looked pretty nice. They said that the quality of life upgrades for Phantom Liberty will be for the people who do not buy
For
the DLC.
Cyberpunk? Yeah.
Yes. So
I mean, it looks great, but so did Cyberpunk. So I mean, hopefully
actually-
they got
Yeah.
their ducks in a row and got it all
I'm sure
sorted out.
they've gotten it.
Cyberpunk's fine,
better.
dude. It's
Yeah.
fine now.
I mean, I played it at launch. That my biggest issue was there was lots of crashes, but other than that, like it was still a fun game.
they're
Well, it
doing
was way
another.
better- If
Oh.
it was way better recently, I mean, I played it recently, and it
I'm
was
sure.
a far better game.
It's a completely different game now.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, it's been out for what two
I'm just
years
gonna
now.
wait for Phantom Liberty. I like dumped 40 hours into it. I just dropped it like that. I did enjoy it. I just dropped it after 40 hours.
Here's a small
Wow.
game. Here's a small game from the people who released the Untitled Goose Game. Thank goodness you're here. Did anyone get a chance to see that?
I don't give a fuck about that game more than Goose Game, to be honest.
All right. Anybody?
No,
Untitled,
I'm gonna be. I'm just flat out say I didn't watch anything Gamescom related.
None of you guys are
Aside
doing the
from-
fucking homework. Here I am
No,
grading papers. and watching videos and
I
shit,
saw
you know?
I
Come
saw what we were discussing. I just like I didn't watch Gamescom. All I know is that I saw the clip of Jeff Feely getting interrupted on the show again, and that was yeah.
It takes the times to put on a show, and you don't even watch it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so
Gamescom,
for
like,
me,
after-
can I say which games I'm looking forward to?
Yes, go ahead. That might be better. Everyone has the set list, so go ahead and tell me
Yes.
what games.
Yeah.
Blasphemous 2, the
Okay.
first one, reminded me of the suffering that I have with Dark Souls. Long suffering. I've got all the Dark Souls games. I've never beaten any of them. I got Armored Core. I went pretty far in my first playthrough, but I hit my first proper wall, and I get the feeling I'm probably not going to beat it as well. Blasphemous, the first one, I also couldn't beat it, but it looks nice. I'm interested in Blasphemous 2, probably won't beat it as well. RoboCop Rogue City reminds me of Cyberpunk. So
it looks badass, actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like the Terminator game they made too. That game was fucking awesome.
Didn't they get Peter Weller to actually do the voice again?
Yeah, they did.
That's
he sounds weird though. Like when they take these actors and they put them in the booth, they never sound the same as when they played the role. But it is his voice though, which is I guess better than a voice actor.
Better than somebody trying to cover it, yeah.
Correct.
yeah, so
Anything
those are the
else?
games that caught me. Those are the games that caught me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry. Space Trucker. That looks like a good one.
Space Trucker. That's a new one. I didn't hear about that one. What is that about?
Yeah.
gotta-
You haul precious cargo across the final frontier in a truck sim. It launches on PC, so
And
probably
then
won't
the
get to
fucking,
play it
fucking
now.
hookers at the space truck stops.
Is it like,
Yo,
is it kind of like
living the
Minecraft or
good
something?
life, okay?
Great.
Some fucking space slot lizards.
Hey, as long as I can put that, that naked lady silhouette on my mud flaps, that's all good enough. That's good enough.
Oh,
for me.
America. Let's go.
You live in
All right.
Texas. You should know. God damn it.
Let me go to you, Praxis. You got the list. Do you have the list pulled up in front of
I'm
you?
looking at the list, but I can tell you a couple of the ones that I was looking at that were interesting. What is it? Crimson Desert looks pretty.
Yes.
actually, looks pretty awesome.
Yes.
Hey, is that a okay? I want to question. I have a question about that one. That looks like a single player game. Is that a single player or is that like
That
a
looks like a
MMO?
single player game.
I think it is because
I
they
think
had
it's
Black.
single
Isn't it
player.
the same guys that do Black Desert Online? So
Crimson Desert. It might be. It looks
Yeah.
fucking so much better than that, though.
well, yeah, I mean, Black Desert's been out for a hot
But you
minute.
see, Black
Oh, yeah,
Desert
yeah,
is
but
an
this-
MMO, right?
This actually,
Yeah,
Crimson
and I think
Desert
this is
looks more
their.
like The Witcher, though. I mean, it's actually really the quality is even better. It's like I was pretty impressed.
What else?
and
Anything
then-
else?
Well, that's one. The Delta Force. What is it? Hawk Ops or whatever. I think that was kind of like Battlefield looking. And then actually the one that was most impressed, and it was just because the chicks are hot. The First Descent. That looks amazing.
I've never heard about that.
No.
It's a Destiny 2 Warframe kind of game.
Hmm.
It looks incredible.
Oh, I got to look at that one. I didn't see that one either. I mean, there were so many games announced, big and small, that it was just feasibly
the
impossible.
First
to
Descent,
sell.
that's what it's
You
called.
can definitely be in this
It-
looks or something.
It's a total futuristic sci-fi. The characters look like they were designed by a Japanese animation house. I mean, they're freaking awesome looking models. And then the gameplay looks pretty nuts.
Okay.
Very
well,
Destiny. Looks like a lot like
Did
Destiny.
any of you guys say Black Myth yet?
that's what I was going to say.
Okay,
Nobody's
cool.
mentioned Black Myth yet. So, Supernova, did you?
That game
get a
feels
chance-
like vaporware. I'm sorry.
Really?
way.
Why?
There's no way it's that good.
I felt the same way when I saw the original trailer they put out where they were trying to get people to become part of their team. I was like, honestly, this feels like a game that'll never come out. Just like that one zombie game, was it the day after or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And
when I
the
watched the
samurai
game,
Yeah, is that-
at the
when I watched the
PlayStation
gameplay for that,
Showcase.
I was like,
Right.
this isn't a real fucking game. Like there's no way.
Are you talking
It
about
just
the
it looks
that
fake.
did like
Um,
it did a gameplay reveal and it's just like 20 minutes of a girl in tight pants walking around and people are like, oh my god, booty on the screen. I was like, yeah, okay.
You know,
And
when
then
I
there was a
saw
samurai game at the PlayStation Showcase. Remember that one?
Yeah,
That looked like an anime. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it-
no
Rise,
way.
it-
Rise of the
it-
Ronin.
yeah, no, it was a different one.
No.
You mean the
but I
Capcom
think
game?
that's- No. It's I have to look into
No.
the name, but I know what
It's
you're
a
talking
new
about.
dev. They haven't
Yeah.
even made games
It's
like
Souls
AAA
and
games.
Spires or something. Or
That's the other thing.
Yeah,
A
but
lot of
it's
a lot of these Chinese devs that are coming out of nowhere, and it's like, how is this first time developer making shit that looks better than everything in the
Yeah.
goddamn
Because
industry?
I got
It's
two words.
spooky.
I got a
Fucking
two word.
spooky.
I got two words for you: sweat shop. That's why they could
Yeah.
make a
Oh,
freaking
God.
iPhone.
Oh no.
I thought you were gonna say
I'll-
slant eye.
Oh no, I'll definitely look into it. But I know what you're talking about, Lo, because the game people were super hyped up. But as I'm watching it and how fast the character model was moving and fighting, I'm just like, how accurate is this to the actual game? Because
Yeah,
dude was
there's
parrying
no
so
way.
fast. Like that's either like a hold A to parry button or something.
That's
like
what
that.
interests me about the game is that because it's using a bow staff, that the combat's so fast. Like it's like the Souls games, but the combat is just way quicker and smoother. That's what looks awesome to me. But again, it's like, is that a real game? Or are we going to get? I mean, at least we have a release date now.
It's so the game's called Phantom Blade Zero. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that game
ridiculously good. If that game comes out, right? If that game comes out and it's a real game and it plays like that, Christ on a stick, guys.
Well,
like, Ghost of Tsushima is nothing next to that.
Well, full disclosure, they don't tell you what it's running on. It could be on a freaking 4090 for all you know. So
yeah.
Oh, you mean like Halo 2 ray traced?
You mean like Minecraft?
Well, no, because if they showed it at a PlayStation event, it would have said captured on PS5.
Right. And we know how that goes. Cyberpunk was testament to that. One thing can look one way, but then the next thing you know, when you put it on consoles or something else, it could be a totally different story. So yeah, I mean, it looks enticing. It looks good. Even like what we saw. I mean, I'm just waiting for a release date, a concrete release date. It does sort of do look like a Unreal 5 demo. Kind of like that girl who, when they showed first off the Unreal 5, that little lady, that little demo they had. It did remind me a lot of that. It looked like more of a proof of concept than an actual game. So if this comes out like in the way it is, it will be impressive. So.
Well, I mean, they've had people actually play, like get hands on with Black Myth, so people have played it. It's at least something that's playable.
It's been in the news for a while now, and the showing is kind of consistent with how it plays for the longest now. So I think it's accurate.
I'm just saying, people got to play Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Of course, like games are always going to be different.
People got to play Redfall too.
So,
oh my god!
I mean,
don't even get me started.
Hey man, I was playing it the other. No, I wasn't.
I'm just saying that knowing that people actually got to play something that actually worked, that gives me a little more. I feel better than just this trailer that came out before. Where like originally when I saw the first trailer, I was like, this looks like something that's never going to fucking come out. So knowing that people actually got hands on, whether or not it's going to be to that level of quality, that's up for discussion. But at least I know it's an actual game that we are going to get.
Yeah, like I said, it's when was Black Myth first revealed? Like 3-4 years ago or something like that.
It's been years now.
Yeah,
years.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about one particular game that they showed in Gamescom and came out just today, and it actually got some a decent review, kind of interesting. Of sorts, if you will. It's Armored Core Fires of Rubicon, and I know Loka's been playing it. It got an 87 on Metacritic. I'm intrigued about this game, but the problem is this game is one of those games that is a time sink. It's an RPG with mech mechanics on top. I mean, you really have to do like custom control, custom builds and everything for your mech and everything. And yeah, it's a big trial and error. It's just one of those things that it's coming at the tail end of August. And I know that once I get embroiled in this, then it'll be hard for me to go to, say, my Starfield or my Baldur's Gate 3. So is it a good game? I think it's a great.
It looks won't like be hard.
Yeah, it won't be hard.
It'll kick your ass. It'll kick your ass so hard that you're gonna want to go play Baldur's Gate.
No, you don't get the way I have really bad OCD. So what happens is that like when I'm in a game, until I finish it, I don't want to move on, even if there's a game that's more enticing out there.
I wish I were like
I don't like to bounce around between games. That's why the fucking what do you call it? The feature on Xbox, the quick resume, like it doesn't matter to me because I don't bounce around between games.
It's one of those games that I'm kind of scared to dip my toes in. I get to it eventually. Yes, I will get to it.
You like numbers, man. You like crunching numbers, and then when it actually works out, when you calculate what you need, and then it actually works,
dude,
then you know it's over.
Don't tell me that. You know I'm a numbers guy. Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Come on, please.
He's gonna bust out the abacus, dude. Be careful.
Shit, man, don't tell me that.
There's
don't
all
dangle
types
that
of
carrot,
shit,
man. Dude,
I'm serious. I don't think it deserves to be like 80 something. This game should be like a 92 or something.
Well,
It is fantastic.
But the interesting thing about the Metacritic score is
And
that
it's easier than Elden Ring. So that's a plus
Yeah,
in and of
87
itself.
isn't that kind of low for a FromSoft game?
No, but
Yeah,
it's got
it's kind of low.
But why does it have an 87 on PlayStation but an 80 on Xbox? Then that doesn't make any sense.
Review scores.
I don't know.
Or how many reviews are out?
It's weird.
That's another issue.
It's weird.
And from what I've heard, I've not heard of any lack of parity between the two consoles. I think they're running equally same rate and everything like that.
I really don't understand why they separate the reviews between platforms. Honestly,
I think it's kind of fair considering. I mean, it's old nowadays, so you know how games used to run better here and there, like fucking way back on the PS3.
Yeah, the system.
Yeah, but like when you watch a Metacritic for a movie, there isn't like this market. Here's the AMC reviews. Are you watching it at home? Here's your Sony Bravia reviews. Like, right, but I'm saying it's the same game. It is, So
yeah, but I think I'll just go back to the Cyberpunk situation. Like, it was mostly fine on PC, mostly hard air quotes here, and you put it on consoles, and it was like that's
a fair point. But I mean, to maybe keep PC by itself, I don't know. It's weird to have a game reviewed 3 times and have 3 completely different average scores.
Yeah. At least with on Xbox, there's only 9 critic reviews, so that's.
Yeah, and it's only gonna be the best score on the platform that got review bombed the less.
RPG88 said it got dinged 7 points because it wasn't on Game Pass.
But no, I mean 87 is pretty good for a game. Like, I know it's not the usual air quote from software scores, but they're still separate franchises and play drastically different from Souls games, so I wouldn't really say it's different from their usual.
Well, I'm happy. I'm hoping it does get commercial success. Because number one, I know like From Software have had 2 pillars in their stable. One was their Souls-like games with Dark Souls, Demon Souls, all that other stuff, and then they had this Armored Core that's been going on since the PS2 era. And while their Souls-like obviously blew up, and it is the commercial and critical success that it is now, their mech combat game, this game right here, has not. And so I'm hoping that they do have.
I think
it's been a really long
time.
That
genre hasn't really done anything in forever. It's kind of it's like an old genre now. It's like whenever they bring up these new Sonic games that play like the old Sega Genesis games, they don't fucking sell a whole bunch. It's like it's an old kind of thing. So I don't see it becoming commercially successful because it's a fucking mech game. The mech game's just that's not what people are interested in anymore, unfortunately. Which sucks because it looks like they put a lot of time and effort into it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm curious on what they're expecting because prior to Elden Ring, although the Souls games were popular, they weren't Elden Ring levels of popular. Like Elden Rings,
I would say
no. I wouldn't say that. What about Demon Souls? And what about
I mean, even
the Souls games were like big and popular with hardcore gamers. I think Elden Ring really brought it to like
they didn't really hit the crazy numbers until Elden Ring. Like, I think the Souls games hit like maybe up to 10 million, but that was like after years of it being out, and Elden Ring was like, yeah, give it a year. Just crush those numbers. It's good. And everybody was like, well, shit, I was not expecting that from the Souls. Like, to get somebody
I remember playing Armored Core on my PlayStation 2, and I was a lot younger then. So when I think I sort of matured thanks to Armored Core, because when I first walked into that game, I played it because it was a bunch of freaking mechs that were shooting each other. What's not to like about that, right? But as you got it, when I was playing it on the PlayStation 2, I really didn't like all of the intricacies of it. I didn't care for all of that because I guess I was not matured enough as a gamer. But now I know this is something that I would definitely gravitate towards. And Loki, you telling me that it has numbers based in it, then it's something that's going to be going down a proverbial rabbit hole for me. So this is going to be very, very scary for me to play this game right now. So yeah, I'm going to get it.
I'm a Football Manager fan. And I like numbers. Maybe not as much as you, but I can spend like 6 hours just staring at fucking numbers and names on Football Manager. And Armored Core scratches that itch.
Shit. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I have to say.
Anybody else on this topic? This is let me move on before I end up buying this
I was
shit.
just gonna say, for me, like I feel like it's something like when people keep talking about, oh, they're gonna make a new Twisted Metal. I think it's just one of those types of games that if they made a new Twisted Metal, it's not going to sell well, just because car combat is not what people are really interested in, and I just don't see mech games as being something that people are going to go out in droves and buy. It doesn't matter how good the game is, but I don't know. That's how I feel about
But
it.
what about you? Do you want to buy it?
Me personally, no, I was never interested in mech games.
Okay.
Look,
But it's not doing enough different to grab me. But I'm talking about everybody else, not me. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you got a question from RPG88. How's the customization in AC6?
Deep.
Oh my God.
Deep. I saw a games review. They're just going all over. You got this type of character, wait, the arm weapons. I'm like,
that's going to be the rest of the show. Let's go ahead. Keep going.
I know that's where you're going to spend all your time in that game is
I just got
customizing
hard.
and setting up shit.
I just got hard thinking about it. Oh,
Stop. Oh my God. RPG88 milk the bull. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Somebody, who's got some tissue? I need some tissue.
Looks lightheaded from the nut he just busted.
Oh.
Just smeared on that piano.
Does that answer the question? Does that answer the question?
His balls are flat.
Does that answer your question, RG88? Does it?
These balls are clean. Okay.
Oh my Lord. The
Red
balls
that
are
at the
empty.
Red is the top.
I don't think the tissue's gonna work. Somebody give me a towel. I need a towel.
I'm gonna get the shop vac.
How about
No, take the filter
Who's got
out.
a mop?
Damn it.
Who has a mop, please?
I don't know how we got
I need some assistance.
What happened? We're
Okay,
here.
No, okay, but on a serious note, it's to say that the customization is deep would be selling the game short. You can customize the individual parts of the mech, not only functionally, but also in terms of appearance. And when I talk about appearance, I'm talking like to the freaking details. All right, you want to build a Gundam, you can freaking do it, right? In terms of appearance, and in terms of functionality, you can build a tank. If you don't like dodging and rolling all over the place, you want a stiff monster that can just take damage, deal a whole lot of damage.
Let me know. Okay.
Yeah, so customization, dude, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Can you give your mech a phallus? That's all we want to know. Because if you can, then it's not as good as Zelda. Then
surprisingly, there are a couple of cores that, yeah, it kind of looks like a phallus.
Big old donger.
There's actually
a little joke.
Does it shoot lasers? That's all I want to know.
Oh gosh, one of my I haven't tried.
I just want to kill somebody with my laser shooting phallus. That's all I want to do.
Okay, maybe you can kick someone with it, because one of my favorite leg like attachments look like two phalluses sticking out of your knees. So there's that. I don't know if that counts.
What was that movie where that person got kicked in the knee and somebody told him, well, not everybody keeps their groin where humans do? What was that movie long time ago? There was that famous line that somebody got kicked in the knee. What was that movie? Oh my God. I want to say it's Total Recall, but I don't know for certain.
Definitely not.
In the groin, sorry.
I know in Men in Black too, there's a dude that's got nuts on his chin.
Oh yeah, no, it was Men in Black. Men in Black,
Yeah.
I think they kicked somebody and they said you're
the ball chinians, because they kick him in the nuts and nothing happens, and he's wearing a turtleneck.
The ball chinians.
They pull the turtleneck down, they punch him, and his little balls hanging off his neck. Yeah, the ball chinians.
Okay, this guy, this is a good comment. Real gamer. All of a sudden, we see a black mound of fabric rising from the bottom of the screen.
That's my microphone. You dirty-minded monsters. It's a microphone. Oh, my Lord. You goblins. I'll be taking my clothes off unless you guys throw a $20 super chat. And then
Chaz, that
I'll take my
monetized,
tie
bro.
off.
We ain't getting shit.
It's okay. It's
God
okay.
damn it.
I'll give you you can just DM me the direct money. I'll make sure that gets to Locals.
No, Wize. You would freaking pretend that someone sent you that money and then send it yourself just to see me do some wild shit. No,
Hey,
that's not
shit,
happening. That was
nobody
a
has
joke.
even sent me the money. Okay, I will pay you 50. What about it?
This guy. Let's move on with
Why
the
the fuck are
topics.
you trying to pay this man to take his clothes off? Next goddamn
I'm trying,
Bro.
I'm trying to increase ratings. That's all. That's what.
Let's move on.
And ain't nobody wants to see our Chafe's tits because our tits are at our kneecap. His tits are actually where they belong to be. So that's all I got to say.
I have to say, speaking of that, I skipped the gym today just to come and play Armored Core.
You fat fuck.
I'm serious. I'm serious. I don't even feel guilty about it. I don't give a fuck.
All right, so let's go to the next topic. This was an interesting one. It was not really I don't know if it was announced at Gamescom, but it definitely was tweeted during Gamescom. And I know a whole lot of people are going to have a whole lot of stuff to say about it. So yeah, we got a name for that new device that PlayStation is still making. It's called the PlayStation, not Portable, but Portal. And yeah, it's $199. In addition, they announced the Explorer, the Pulse Explorer, and the Pulse Edge. The Edge is the over the ears. It's $150. Pulse Explorer is $200.
No, it's Elite and Explorer.
Oh, is it Elite? Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it was a Pulse Elite, and that's the over the ear one, and
Correct.
the Explorer is the in ear one, and
Earbud.
yeah. The interesting thing about this whole situation, who is that? Is that
No idea.
okay?
I didn't
Somebody's
do
mic
something
somebody's gain is really high on their mic. Okay, cool. So yeah, the interesting thing about this is it came out that it's only going to be remote play, and it will work on Wi-Fi. It doesn't have a 5G chip in it, and also it's not going to be compatible with PlayStation's upcoming streaming service, and also it is missing something really interesting that even the Switch has, and that is Bluetooth.
That's why it's called the Portal, bro. When you play it, a portal opens up and you drop the $199 in the portal, and it disappears into the fucking vastness of space.
No, it opens a portal. Jim Ryan is standing there with a bucket, basically.
It's just Jim Ryan bent over with his gay
That sounds like more fun.
Give me your money,
than
bitches.
So yeah, and it doesn't even have Bluetooth, and that took a lot of gamers at a pause. They're like, well, wait a minute, you mean to tell me you're gonna make okay, so how are you gonna listen to these wireless things? It has its own proprietary low latency thing going on. I think it kind of mimicking Xbox of sorts. Now it does have a mic. I mean, not a mic, but it has one of those little wired connections, so you can connect your headphones via wired.
I had 3.0mm jack.
Yeah, 3.5 millimeter jack. It's been so long. Ever since Apple removed it, it was out of my thing. So you know,
people forget what they're called.
Yeah. So that is what it happened. Oh, by the way, our next panelist came in finally, fashionably late. This guy came back from the Witness. This guy came straight for the Witness. We're not Witness or the Witness relocation service. Relocation. Okay, good. Look, you drink.
Let's try this again.
Danish whiskey. You drink Danish fucking whiskey and try to host us a goddamn show. Let me see how successful you are.
Ciao.
You should try Russian whiskey.
Oh shit! No, try that.
I am the Witness Protection Program.
Oh, no.
If I drink Russian whiskey, then I'm gonna invade another country. Okay, go ahead.
Don't do that. Oh no.
So, Jim,
we wonder why we don't get sponsors.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why we're not getting sponsors, right? Yeah.
At this rate, we're gonna get the alcoholic sponsors.
Hey, Jim,
I'm down for that one.
Hey, Jim Bean, Johnny Walker, holler at me. That's all I got to say.
Let's do it. Hennessy for the win.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Oh
That's
my
what the song says. Yeah. So anyhow, Jim, do you have anything to add to this travesty of a announcement?
I just want to yell at this thing right now. Sorry, what are you doing?
Oh, what a waste of plastic, silicone, and sand. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, and,
But
the biggest negative thing that we heard was that it's not even going to be able to play any of the games you get when you get PlayStation Plus Premium. So you can't even stream all the games that you get with that. Which is like, it's just why? And I when they first announced this product, I was like, this is dead on arrival. I don't see it. If it doesn't have its own games and it's streaming only, I don't see who the hell is going to pick it up. Even though I do know people who are like, oh, it's for the kids. Oh, but it'll be great when the woman's watching TV. I can play my games. Okay, great. But I don't know how many people like that exist. I don't see this being successful at all. I don't understand why it exists. I really don't.
Well, maybe this is the thinking going on in the room, right? Maybe they're thinking, okay, well, the Wii U didn't work. And then somebody says, yeah, but it was that Wii U was $300. Maybe they'll buy it for $700.
The thinking was, we see the Steam Deck, we see the Switch, we see now the ROG Ally making money. So let's do that.
Local download.
But it does none of that shit.
Local.
No, I'm saying like they want to do
download.
the half-ass effort to get something out there in the handheld space. And somebody did a perfect comparison. For $200, you can get a Switch Lite that plays games locally, and you can spend $200 for a wireless device that doesn't use cloud streaming, doesn't use Bluetooth, requires a $500-$400 console for you to play. And
the thing is that there are devices that already do what this does. They already exist. They're a hell of a lot cheaper. The only thing is this is going to have lower latency, and it's going to have the DualSense features. That's really the only thing it's doing.
Whoa, you said lower latency. What do you mean lower latency? You're still
talk about some type of
remote
tech. They said there's, I don't know the name of it. It's like
the new tech they call it's like PlayStation something, or it's the technology between all the devices.
Bullshit.
It probably is.
But that's only for sound, isn't it? That's only for sound.
It's like
for all the devices.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, full disclosure, I'm about the headset and I'm about the wireless headset. That thing.
The headphones I'm interested in, and I'm not interested in the earbuds, but both are cool because they have magnetic drivers instead of paper cone drivers. So that's cool because that's shit you would only get in like super high end audiophile.
Well, you say that, but it came out today that Sony is buying Audize, AUDEZE. This is a company that makes those high-end plantar headphones, the ones with the magnetic stuff in the headphones, and they're buying it. So maybe they're incorporating that tech into the headphones. So
it's possible. And like I use for when I game, I use the Sony H9s, the ones that are really made for PC but still work for the PS5. They were like $300 though, so I'm interested to see what the difference is going to be between the Elites and what I have, because the Elites are like half the price. So I'm curious to see the comparisons to see are they better or even close, because I think the Elites look really fucking cool, and I like that they come with that little hanger to charge them on.
Yeah, that's a cool idea as well. Now here's the thing, right? Now maybe they're releasing this handheld, maybe handset.
What is it?
Handheld. Okay, goddamn it.
What the fuck it is?
Handset, handheld. I think so here was the argument that somebody said. Okay, yes, you can do remote play on your phone. And say, for example, you have an iPhone or an Android with the same screen. When you remote play it on your phone, you're only getting a 5.6-inch display. Whereas this one, you get the full 8-inch display, so it will actually look better on your phone.
What if you're playing on an iPad?
I would rather use the damn device I already got and just buy like a $50-$60 controller and call it a day. Like that's $200 again on a device that doesn't have Bluetooth. Like what the fuck is going on? Well, I'm just so confused with the decision.
I'm not even stressed about the Bluetooth. My biggest concern with this thing is local download.
That, and the worst, honestly, in my opinion, the worst thing is the fact that this cannot use PlayStation Plus streaming. You just killed off so much potential right there.
There's like why like it's like you are in control of this. It's not like it doesn't support some other third party shit. It's like it's all of your shit. You made it. It's all of your shit. Why doesn't it work?
Wize. Yes. Check your DMs.
Someone suggested
the Twitter ones.
Android or OS. you could just hack and get like Game Pass on there probably. So somebody's probably gonna do that.
Also,
but
I'm not entirely sure why, but they put the PSVR 2 analog sticks on there instead of the DualSense analog sticks. Which the PSVR 2 analog sticks are cool, but they're not as good as the DualSense one because they're a lot shorter.
That's probably why. Because it's in the handheld function and how you can have.
I mean, it's already the size of a it's already bigger than a DualSense. How much was that 0.5 millimeter for a full size thumbstick gonna make a difference?
Like I said, we're talking about Sony here, who
cost wise, like $5 is a big difference because it's not just $5; it's $5 times 10 million.
Do you think that's really what it would have cost them? Difference wise for the hardware is $5 though.
Again, dude, when you're talking about mass production, even 10 cents makes a big difference.
Well, then they should have pulled those stupid fucking LEDs out of it for the light bar. That doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, are those just effectors? It actually glows.
No, it actually glows. It's got like the light bars that are on the DualSense, but it's just on the sides. But I don't understand the reason for it. Like even on the DualSense, there's really no point. Because sometimes the light color changes to be like status indicators. Who the fuck's looking at the controller? Yeah. And then it changes colors depending on who the player is. Like if you got 4 people playing, it'll be a different color for each player. But this is a single player device, so the colors that it glows irrelevant, doesn't matter. So shit, pull the LEDs out of that bitch.
Yeah,
it's only going to kill the fucking battery life. It's only going to be like 3.5 hours anyway.
The light bar when it first came out for the PS4, people like it's so cool. It changes. It changes red when you're about to die. I was like, yeah, I can see you on the screen that I'm about to die, but thank you, LED light on the back. Facing the opposite direction.
That also worked with the PlayStation Eye or traffic controller.
Like this. What the hell?
I'm sorry, man. It's
uncomfortable.
No, I'm like, seriously, when I see this device, I'm just trying to understand the logic here. And there is no logic. Like, again, you have your own streaming software, your own streaming service, and you make a portable device. And not saying it'll be the bestseller on the market or anything like that, but not allowing you to stream games on the device unless you have the console just kills it before it comes out. Like, not saying I will buy it, but if I was interested, I don't have a PS5 yet. Like, okay, I can stream some of PlayStation's library with this $200 device.
Even if they didn't want to spend the money to put like local storage in the device to save on cost, well then at least give us the option to fucking buy SD cards and I'll spend the extra money on the SD card so I can put games on the fucking thing. Like they've removed all these options for us and just said you're gonna do this and that's it because we fucking said so and all this other shit. Nah, you ain't gonna get it. Why? Because.
Well, at least with the Wii U gamepad, if you used the gamepad and the TV, the gamepad showed like your HUD or something like that. This thing, from what I understand,
shit on it is awesome.
Yeah, but this thing, this thing is not even that. This thing, like, if you're not streaming on it, it's basically just a DualSense with this black screen in the middle. That's it, you know.
Yeah, all it's doing, it's not working in tandem with your TV. It's replacing your TV.
It's just remote play. It's literally remote play, which I can do on my phone right now from my Xbox. But the difference
it's not even that.
Jim. Jim, you were saying something. They mentioned earlier about the low latency. What were you going to say? You said that something about
Well, I'm probably going to hurt some fifis, if you will, but lower latency, my arse. Well, maybe depending on how they do it, sure, that could potentially be a potential possibility, but the things running over your network, that is going to be strictly bound to the latency capabilities of that router. So depending on how fast your router can throughput on the bandwidth, that's going to impact the performance of the device ultimately. Yeah, it might have the fastest latency, but if it's running through your Wi-Fi network and your router is all the way on the other end of the house and you get barely enough signal to run a laptop, good luck running this thing. Unless it's running through like some sort of Bluetooth connectivity through, directly to the PlayStation 5. But even then, you're going to be limited to a distance of no more than what, if I'm doing the math right, like 5 meters, 30 feet, if I'm doing the math right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
someone shared a link with me during my show. You can actually play it on another internet connection. It doesn't have to be the same Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be home network.
Hold on. But that goes back to the whole latency problem.
Yeah.
Depending on the throughput of the network, if you get a bottleneck at one point, you're fucked.
Yeah,
that's it. You're done. It's pretty much your fuck all.
The only thing that it does that remote play doesn't do, as far as my understanding goes, is that this device can wake up your PS5 to initiate basically its remote play, whereas I don't think regular remote play can wake your system up.
It's kind of weird because
being able to turn on your PS5.
Yeah, and wow. I know I keep referencing this, but with the Xbox app, you can just turn on your Xbox and turn on remote play just through the app. So it's not anything special that they're doing here.
It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying versus the remote play option on PlayStation Now. I don't know if you can wake up the PlayStation with it.
Yeah. DE, he asked, it's a direct connection from PS5 to the screen, right? No middleman. Well, no, that's not what we're saying. We're saying, yeah, you can, while you're in front of your PlayStation 5, I think it will stream directly from your PlayStation 5. But once you go outside to another Wi-Fi, then you're bound by the limitations of said Wi-Fi. Yeah.
You're always bound by the limitations of the Wi-Fi. If the Wi-Fi in your house is shit, you're still...
I mean, they probably got some tech to make it run better. But it's still wireless. You know,
you're still going to be bound by the Wi-Fi, local or not. Remember, Wize, you have a network engineer sitting in your stream right here.
Yeah,
I don't believe you. Where's your credentials?
I think it'll be popular in Japan, but outside Japan, I don't see it being popular. In Japan, their internet's insane in Japan.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, here's the thing, right? So everyone, even if it did streaming and remote play, people would still complain, I think. And I think they're going to complain because there's no local playback. There's no local playback. But in order to get a local playback, what type of hardware does this thing have to have? And if it does, then can it even be $200?
No. I mean, no, because you look at what you can get with ROG and Steam Deck, like they won't be able to hit the $200 if they're trying to have it equal to the PS5. That's why they don't have a dedicated handheld that you have to design for if you're really trying to match the PS5. And if you're trying to do like your standalone, then we get into the weeds of, okay, now we got to have teams developed only for this, like the old PSP. So I do understand what you're saying. Like people would still complain about the lack of local play, but it's just, you could have some type of sell by saying, hey, you can stream PS5 games remote or through the cloud, and you could probably find someone that's interested in that. And even then, some people, which they probably won't be able to do because of copyright and stuff like that, but you can download like, I don't know, some ROMs or something like that, some emulators on it, that'd be cool. But it's, again, their approach to it just hinders the console and their own business, in my opinion, and that's why I'm just so confused.
It's just weird. Like normally when you create a product, it's okay. Here's a problem, and this product solves that problem. Or here's something that our fans or our people are asking for. Here's a product that gives them what they're asking for. I see this doing neither. I don't see it solving any problem that existed, and I don't see it being something that people were asking for. So it puzzles me. It's existence.
No. It's creating a problem that doesn't exist. It's like an engineer engineering something. If you leave the engineer alone and they get them to the point where they become bored, they will engineer a problem for themselves to solve. And I'm being serious on that one because I've been there, done that myself. Oops.
See, the thing is this. I think that people would love to, one of the other two big publishers, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, to release a portable that does allow local gaming. However, I think with the PlayStation, and I would love to have a PlayStation portable handheld that does local gaming. But the problem is that I think that then they get into a situation where, okay, obviously the games that run on the PS5 are not going to be playable on the portable. Now you're bifurcating your teams into two groups like Nintendo used to have, where now you have teams that are just developing for the console versus teams that are just developing for the handheld. And now if you can overcome
aren't they kind of doing that right now anyway? If they have teams that are just working on PS5 games and teams that are just working on PSVR2 games.
Yeah, but
yes.
Yeah, but I think it's whether they're willing to get into, because VR as a market, I guess I see potential with it, and making another handheld.
Honestly, VR would have been a better route to go.
You're
still using been better off marketing more into that.
I agree with all of that. In which case, then why the fuck did they make this thing? Like, I understand why we didn't get a Vita 2, right?
Nobody
we all want
knows.
a Vita 2, but they're not trying to make a Vita 2 because the Switch is what everybody fucking wants, and it's going to be hard to compete with that. They couldn't even compete with a fucking 3DS XL.
When
right?
they released
3DS XL kicked their ass.
No, but when they released the PSP, original PSP, everyone was complaining that it didn't have dual analog sticks. So then they released the Vita, and then with the Vita, they did release dual analog sticks, but then they had proprietary memory. So
they did the same thing with the fucking PSP. UMDs were the proprietary fucking thing for the games.
Right. So I mean, they keep hamstringing their own portable endeavors, and then they wonder why it doesn't do so well. Like this thing,
the
not
original PSP did pretty well. It's just I think a lot of people had issues with the Vita lacking proper support.
The Vita
was an amazing handheld too, man. It's such a good device.
Well, that, and if I remember correctly, there was also some stick drift issues involved with it.
But I think everyone on this panel would love a Vita 2 done properly with micro SD and all of that stuff. Just don't fucking hamstring. Don't try to put fucking cash grabs.
I've already got my PS Vita 2. It's called the Steam Deck.
Yeah, there's that.
Hey, but Praxis, I've not heard from you in a while. What do you think?
I don't care.
You don't care?
Yeah, he's kind of like me. I just like, look, a new toy. That's useless.
Yeah, no, it's totally useless. It doesn't even look like a good toy. It just kind of looks.
Yeah,
even
in my opinion, it looks
not
cheap.
even a good toy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. It's cheap.
Rip.
Cheap, done wrong, not designed well. I mean, yeah, okay, cool. You got a DualSense controller that's cut in half with a tablet shoved in the middle. Cool. Hey, guess what? You got the backbone out there that does the same thing.
Exactly.
You do know that, right? There is that thing called the backbone that exists.
You got the wrong guy.
Why is that? I sent you a pic, Wize, on Twitter. There's a fucking like a fan made mock-up of what this thing should look like. Dude, it looks 1,000 times better than what PlayStation officially released.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. You said it.
I was going to say, if you want to pull it up and put it in the center.
Oh yeah,
it was in the DM on Twitter.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know how much.
Let me pull
like
it
just
up.
a fan-made render or mock-up, but like this, if this was the product, even if it did exactly what it does, I think just the design alone would get more people interested in it. It's still functionality-wise would need to do more, but this design looks far more interesting than what they fucking gave us.
Yeah, and Real Gamer even said it right. You'd be better off buying a used Vita than the Portal.
It's just a Steam.
I mean, yeah, that thing looks.
This also looks like a beefy machine that might support local downloads.
If we're
trying its own memory and hard drive and SD card.
If they charged like an extra $100 and asked for 300, but it had its own local catalog of games.
Yes,
dude, I don't think people would really complain about that.
But would it need its own games, or would they be able to put a chip in there that would be able to play the PlayStation 5?
They could possibly do both. They could do their own games and still have the functionality to play your PS5 games.
Sorry about that.
I would be okay with them saying all PS5 games will play on this, but in terms of like frames per second and maybe graphic fidelity will be a level lower. I would be good with it. No problem. Let's go.
I don't think anyone would be would argue with that, because we know as gamers that we're playing on a portable device, and obviously this thing is going to not output games with the same fidelity that our set-top boxes.
My question for you guys. So here's the problem with that. So look at what's happening with the Series S, and if we're talking about this thing is going to support PS5 games and they have to build for it, you see the discourse around the Series S getting supported. And people are saying drop it because it's hindering the Series X in just one way or another. So if people are expecting a handheld that's able to play PS5 games, like, you just gotta understand what'll happen. And unlike what Steam Deck and Ally, what's up?
I'm okay with them doing exactly what they did to the Series S. So, for example, if it was Final Fantasy on the PS5, seamless. On the PlayStation Portable, there's load screens.
But what chip would you need?
That's assuming they can get it as low as this load screens.
But that's what I'm asking. What type of chip would this thing need, and what type of heat generation would they be looking at to dissipate and stuff like that?
Something that'll make it cost more than 500. I feel like if they wanted something, like, hey.
Well, Wize, you could look towards the Steam Deck for that answer.
Yeah, that's where I'm asking, because with
the ROG.
Yeah, the ROG and Steam Deck and some of the PS5 games, how they perform there. So I guess that would answer some of the questions on what type of performance. But again, as generation goes on, and like I said, people are concerned about the Series S holding back the consoles. It's like a portable device like that. I just wouldn't be able to say, like, don't get me wrong, that'd be awesome as hell, but I just wouldn't see that happen.
Actually, to be honest with you, Triple, that's a good transition that you gave us. So speaking of the Series S holding us back, during Gamescom, Phil Spencer had a sit-down interview with Eurogamer, and he had a few interesting things to say. Let me pull it up here. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. So yeah, a couple of things that he was mentioning. Obviously, he addressed the question regarding the Series S holding everything back. He said that it is important for the industry to have a $300 console, and he does not see any time soon that they're ever going to abandon the Series S, which goes without saying. I mean, I don't think I think that's too late for that. And they said that obviously Baldur's Gate 3 being as successful as it is, they've actually went and personally talked to them. And for the Series S, what they're just going to do is they're going to go ahead and not have local co-op. Or split screen co-op for the Series S. Yeah. So it's going to be available on the X and not on the S, which there were people arguing that, okay, well, what about the parity, et cetera, et cetera. But Phil Spencer said, well, wait a minute. We do have different situations for games on the X versus the S. I mean, for example, frame rate and what's that thing called? Ray tracing, et cetera. So things that are just capable on the X that are not on the S.
Yeah, so I think this is very different because performance is one thing, but actual features being removed, such as split screen, that's another. But it's not that bad, since, not saying people don't play split screen, but when you look at gaming as a whole, like, not many
people don't play split screen.
Split screen.
Nobody's couch co-op since the fucking N64.
Yeah, so like some people are saying, like, it's one thing.
Couch co-op. Come on, with my boys, we do couch co-op all the time.
Yeah,
but
as someone said,
disingenuous.
Yeah, you're taking Baldur's Gate, which is already, I mean, I want to say, let's just say in the general sense, it's kind of niche, the type of game it is. So you're taking the game itself that's kind of niche, and then you're taking the split screen
function,
aspect,
which is even more niche.
Yeah. So it's one of those situations like, yeah, you can still play it, but yeah, if you want to continue. I'm sorry, Wize.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of people that are playing Baldur's Gate 3 are going to play just a single player. So it's removing that feature from most people aren't even going to know that the feature is missing on the Series S because they're not going to know it fucking exists to begin with.
Well, when you play a game like Baldur's Gate 3, which is such a hardcore traditional isometric RPG, it again, as y'all have said before, it is not a game that people tend to play split screen anyways. So yeah, the fact that they had split screen was news to me. I'm like, yeah, that's great, but I mean, it's like when I'm playing this game, I would be more interested in getting local co-op than split screen co-op then. But anyhow, that's all that I have to say. Yeah. Another thing he did say that with the rumors of the PS5 Pro coming next year, he said that in this generation, he doesn't foresee them doing a Series X Max
mid-gen refresh,
whatever. And the rumor is, or some people have actually come back and said that maybe this is because of the Series S, that now that if they make a more powerful Xbox Series X, or call it X Plus, whatever you want to call it, now the developers are going to be forced to make 3 SKUs for the Xbox platform that have parity. One for the new mid-gen refresh, one for the original X, and one for the Series S. So maybe that is why they are shying away. Microsoft is shying away from the idea of making a mid-gen refresh. So
I think they're just trying to not be in the console business anymore.
I wouldn't go that far into it, because I don't know if it was a Digital Foundry said that the Series S was supposed to be the base model, and the Series X was basically the upgrade. I believe that.
But people bought more of the Series S as well. Yeah,
I'm talking about in terms of the concept of a 1X this gen and a 1S. Like, that's basically how they had it set up. But I was listening. I think he did another interview with Destin Legary. They were doing IGN a games comment. He was saying like they're 3 years in and they want the developers to finally like actually utilize the hardware and get the most out of it that they can. So having a mid-gen refresh, and we talked about this before. What more can you give us as gen unless people really, really, really need 4K 60? And it's creating some 1X, like last generation of PS4 and Xbox One launched like they were weak the second they came out.
Yeah, it was
and this gen, this gen not entirely the case. So it's again this question like why, aside from you have the enthusiasts out there that want to have the best of the best, or just have new tech, aka the Q Lite or PS4, like somebody's gonna buy that thing. But on average, I think they need.
Well, he did mention something. I think it was in this interview. I'm not too terribly sure. I think it was either this interview or the one with Gary, where he was talking about the idea of a 10th generation. And he said, well, you're not going to just release something just because it's just marginally more powerful than the previous one. You want to release something that brings something different. Right, that brings something new to the plate that wasn't available before. And better ray tracing, faster frames is not that. Then you risk going into the whole PC realm or the whole cell phone model realm where every couple of years you release a new SKU that's marginally a little bit more powerful. And he said that with Windows, they have experience with that, but it's not something that they want to do for this division of Windows. So anybody have anything else to add to what he was saying regarding the next generation outlook and all of this other stuff with the Series S?
If they start doing that with consoles, I'm done. I'm going to PC.
At that point, you're right. Like at that point, you might as well get a PC. If we're getting like 2 years in, here's the Xbox XXX or something like that.
Series X hardcore.
Series X Extreme Edition.
Bro, their naming of consoles, it fucking annoys the shit out of me.
It does. No, I agree. It's like they took Nintendo's like plan of Wii and Wii U and were like, yeah, we can make that work. Like, no, don't do that.
The Xbox One, you mean the first one? No, the fucking third one. It's the third one or the first one? The third one. Why is it the Xbox One? What are we doing?
I don't.
Yeah, the Xbox, the original Xbox came the OG, and that's about all you can do.
Yeah.
It's like that's terrible, man.
And the reason
that's like calling the next PlayStation the PlayStation 1.
Yep.
And it's like, well, the first one to this one. No, this one's the PlayStation 1. It makes some goddamn sense.
And this is the new one. So old, new.
Well, let me ask you, let's play devil's advocate here. Okay, like I don't know how often you upgrade your cell phones, but people upgrade their cell phones once every 3 to 4 years or minimum. Some even do it every year. But if they say
cell phones are essential.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say, but they come out every year. Say, for example, every 3 years, all of these platform guys, they just release the next iterative thing. Would that necessarily be a bad thing? It's not necessary that you buy it, but yeah.
My question is that something devs want? Like, you already have to worry about the PC space and new GPUs, CPUs every X amount of years. So they really want the consoles to be dumping out a new console every 3 years. It's still knowing that what they're working with for the next 6 to 7, 5 years ever.
Well,
and like Lope said,
I think if it's pretty much the same architecture but just more overhead, I don't think they're really going to be that upset about it.
That's fair.
But if it's the same architecture, is it going to make that much
of
a difference?
To spend that kind
of the games
I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as
another thing too. Another question too is like, do they really want to spend that cash like that? Like, that's only want to make so many new consoles. I know people will buy, but we're talking about the console space where people expect to buy a console and not have to upgrade for 5, 7, 6 years.
You know what I think will happen? I think if PlayStation and Xbox start doing that, then Nintendo will dominate even more.
Well, Nintendo did it too.
Because if there's one thing that we appreciate as gamers, especially console gamers, is the stability of plug and play. And knowing that you're investing into the new Nintendo and you're probably good for the next 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 years.
Yeah, but Nintendo released a brand new console with no new performance, just a fucking better screen.
But that's not the point. The point is stability. It's not even about it's the sunk cost fallacy. With people knowing that you've spent the 300, the 500, and you're done, gives us the sense of security that we need.
Mhm.
This thing of here's 500, and then 2 years later, give me another 500. I'm like, bro, what?
Not
Maybe
buying a
our
graphics
kids will
card.
fall for that. The same way they fall for microtransactions. The same way they fall for like negative interaction online. If you notice, people our age don't really give a fuck when people are trying to troll you or piss you off or whatever. You
Well,
kind of
dude,
look
I'm
at them
surprised.
like,
But
Ages of people actually do that shit.
to be fair, though, both the One X and the PS4 Pro didn't make the Xbox One and the base PS4 now just fucking, oh, you can't buy that. It's not going to work. It's not going to play games. They still did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
You just had the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro that now were able to output in 4K. So I don't
Yeah,
know if they came out with a PS5 Pro and a new Xbox, whatever, as long as it didn't prevent the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles from being able to play the new games, you don't have to go out and buy it. It's just here's a better performing version that if you so choose, you can buy.
You can,
or for people just now that didn't get a PS5 or a Series X and they're now just jumping into this generation, now they have the option, do I get the base or do I get the more powerful one? Like I see that they sold them last time around. So I don't see why they wouldn't do it this time around. It's not like they didn't sell, and honestly, people didn't really complain last time around. So I don't know. And we're far enough into the generation that time-wise it makes sense. I just think that it feels weird because the generation was kind of
3 years is
hamstringed
enough time
because
for
of
you.
COVID. No, I'm saying because of COVID, we got kind of hamstringed with shit, so it feels like it's too soon. But time-wise, it's been like what, 4 years?
Plus, they haven't really like
3 years.
Yeah.
Well, no, by the time they would have come out, though, like if they get announced today, it won't be for 2024. It'll be for 2025.
Yeah,
you know?
that is true. I think.
Well, let me also say this, and he said this as well. He said that back in prior gens, the tech would get cheaper. Now it's not getting any cheaper because of the chips that are going in there. They're so specialized that there's only a fraction of companies that can make it. So they're not sitting on a lot of chips that are not used anymore. So there's no real reason to lessen the price of these chips. So they were, he mentioned it. He said, do not expect a price cut especially for the Series X anytime soon because of this nature. So, $500 is a lot to ask for a working class family for a thing that is not a necessity, right? So I totally understand the point of releasing the Series S because you're trying to cast your net broad. But yeah, I mean, so maybe they have the right idea. Maybe that like they think that they're looking at the market, they're looking at the economy, and they're like, you know what? We're good with these two price points. And the Series S, of course, goes on sale more readily than the X. But
over 250, 275. So
right. And 12
they should have done what PlayStation did. They should have just removed the disc drive and then made 2 Series X's. That's it.
Going back to the whole Bouldergate thing, I know people are speaking about dropping the console, but as I said, personally, split screen is one issue of its own because of the extra power you need to just handle split screen. So until we see, and I'm sure this is more a developer thing, unless they announce it out loud, until we see some actual reason to why the Series S isn't great and why it's holding back this gen, releasing a console that's just going to be lower resolution, lower graphical settings, I think it's fine as it is. Missing out on split screen in this rare instance isn't the end of the world now. If you're like, this game itself just won't work, then I agree with like, yeah, you probably should have got the PS5.
Oh, they're not dropping that shit anytime soon. Even if it was holding gaming back, Xbox is not dropping the Series S.
Over half their console sales are the Series S. If leaks are
I see that Switch.
Yeah, they cannot just say, "Oh, okay, all you 20 whatever million people bought this thing. Oh well, you're SOL." You know. Yeah,
the backlash will come fast, and it will be furious. And yes, Vin Diesel will show up and talk about family.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, so I think the Series S is okay for me.
All right, so this is the last thing I want to talk about tonight. It's actually Pete Hines was talking about. He played Starfield quite a bit, and he said he had a quote saying that Starfield really doesn't even get going until players finish their main quest. So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
They're finished main quests in Bethesda games.
Yeah, last week we talked about. Remember that it went gold and that review copies were not out yet, but in hindsight, from Brad Sams and all of them, review copies were already out at that time last week, and people have been playing this game. And from what like Locust heard and Cozy heard and a couple other people have heard, there's no bugs in the first 15 hours. And Heinz went on
Not
record
no bugs, but barely any.
barely
It's
any
not no-
bugs. Well, better than what they used to put out with Skyrim and
Much
whatever,
better, yeah.
Oblivion. But yeah, this is an interesting thing. So like this game seems like a huge, massive investment, and it looks like this is going to be their biggest game, apparently, probably for this generation. I can't think of any game that they have in their pipeline that's going to be bigger than
You're talking
this.
about Xbox or Bethesda's?
Well,
I mean,
guess
it's the
both.
biggest for both. Yeah, I mean, it's the
Yeah.
most ambitious game ever, according to them. Which I don't doubt that.
Yeah. So, anybody have anything to jump in on this one?
I'm just looking forward to it. As I said, people finish campaigns and Bethesda games. Like, so many, I had Oblivion for so long. I just dicked off somewhere else, not even doing the main quests, and to this day, I still haven't beat the main quest. So, it speaks to how much is available in the game. If you're saying that, is it the main quest or just like the starter quest? Because some people are saying.
No, it's the main quest according to Heinz. Because remember that when we first saw the trailer, at the very end of the trailer, this guy was doing some sort of force lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
force lift or something like that. I think that comes from the main quest.
I'm trying to think because there are some games where they have like extra content after the main story happened. I'm thinking Nier Automata, but that's not really the best because the way the whole thing pans out. But some games don't like more stuff in the world after you beat the campaign, so maybe that's something they're doing. But yeah.
Well, also he said that they've shown off the 5 big cities, but he said that that's not it. There's also all these other outposts and cities that are there that they've not talked about as well. So,
well, I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they have over 1,000 planets. Hopefully they have more than 5 cities on 1,000 planets. So yeah, but yeah. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty big game, and it looks like it's going to be coming in pretty solid from early reviews of it. So, anybody, anything? Praxis, what about you?
I'm
not
done
heard from
talking
you.
about stuff.
I just want to see come out already.
I'm excited. I was checking earlier my order status for my Constellation edition, and it looks like. Oh, hold on a sec. Shh, quiet. Sorry, I got notifications all over the place. It looks like it's coming next Thursday, so
early access.
Well, I mean, the order's coming in, so I'm gonna get the edition. So I'll have that.
The watch, the one with the watch.
Yep,
Yeah.
that'll be the one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got the one with the watch. I still don't want it.
Space Time.
People have already got their hands on that one.
Yeah, I know. They didn't order through Walmart like I did.
Well, what the fuck is the deal with the watch? Because I'm having reservations about this watch.
It's just a watch.
It's just a smartwatch, is all it is.
Yeah, but you say it's a smartwatch. Can I does it do anything when I'm playing the game with it on or something, or no? It has.
No.
nothing
No.
to do with
No.
it.
I thought that would have been super dope because how the little HUD thing in the corner of Starfield, that's basically what the watch looks like. I thought it'd been super dope if your watch had all your health and shit like that. You just look at the watch and you can see your health and shit, but it doesn't work that way. It's still a smartwatch that looks like the shit from the game.
Well, it's going to be interesting next week. The floodgates open, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens when it gets. Yeah. So first, what is it? September 1st, right? That's the day.
A lot of people are saying the 29th or the 30th is when reviews drop or embargoes drop for people.
It's a week before the game launches.
Yeah,
I just know that.
But that's when, if you bought the Constellation edition or the other one that they had that was $35, I guess that's when you get to play it, right?
On the 1st, I think.
Yeah, on the 1st.
Yeah.
But obviously, until it gets into the average gamer's hands, we won't know all of the things that are right and wrong with this game because reviewers get the best copy, and until it goes into mass circulation, we won't really know the inner workings of it, if you will. But it seems like a pretty strong, and it's going to be interesting fall because you've got this game, you got Spider-Man, you've got Baldur's Gate 3, and of course you got a plethora of other ones coming out.
There's
So
a
yeah,
bunch
this
of games in October, man. It's another Broketober, like every fucking year.
don't get me started.
October
You know,
pudding,
so shit. Yeah.
sad face.
All right. So anybody else have anything add before we close up shop?
Starfield gonna be cool, man. Oh my gosh.
Excited to check it out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, well,
Quick shout out to WRC. It's so good. It's so good. I haven't even had time to go to the PS store today.
Those games are fucking hard, man. I've tried playing some of those WRC games. I'm like, fuck, dude, these games are hard.
Awesome too.
well, before I get with the outros, I want to thank everyone in the chat that showed up. Real Gamer, RPG88, DE. There's a couple other people I think I'm missing. Who else was it? There was a couple other people. Drawn TJ. And of course, if I did not mention you, I am really grateful that you came in and spent some of your Friday evening with us. Please hit the like and subscribe on the way out. Once we get to 100 subscribers, I'll be giving away a game of your choice. If we ever get monetized, I will be giving away a console of your choice. So
nice.
That is in the works. So all right, so let's go ahead and get started with our outros. Loke, tell us where we can find you, sir.
TSWS Gaming Tuesdays. I do the lowdown with Ham. Friday is bullsitting 2 hours before I hop on here with Wize, and you can find me on Wize's channel. Don't try and find me on Twitter. Cheers.
What about the real world?
All right. Well, look, you haven't the last word, but I guess the WRC was your last word, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. Want to go down the list. Jim, tell us where we can find you, sir.
Here, somewhere in the United States, if you're lucky. Twitter. Don't go stalking people. And yeah, that's more or less it.
All right, cool. Praxis, my man, where can we find you, sir?
I'm in Idaho. Come and bring it. I'm ready. So, I'm here every Friday. Well, I try to be. I'm here every Friday. On Twitter, you can find me at Praxis Darth, and then on Xbox, it's Darth Praxis. Until my voice falls, which is doing right now. I can't talk.
We'll get you out of here soon. Nova, my man, where can we find you, sir?
What up? YouTube at Supernova Gaming. My PSN is Supernova Gaming. Xbox is Real Supernova. And then Twitter is Gaming Supernova, I think. And then I'll be here every Friday because I'm chained to a wall like Christina Ricci and Black Snake Moan, and I can't go anywhere.
Just like her, right?
No, but
nobody has to know about our personal business. Nobody has to know about that. Okay.
What?
All right, Triple. Where can we find you, sir?
Yeah, you can find me on the Twitters, YouTube, and I don't know if I really talk about Twitch anymore. Triple Combo Gaming. Yeah, that's about it.
And you can find him here every Friday night as well.
Oh yeah, here. Yeah, that wasn't clear for everybody. I'm sorry.
I love how we still call it Twitter, even though Musk is doing his utmost.
I don't get. He can change the name 7 more times. It's still gonna be fucking Twitter, bro.
X is such a dumbass. You can find me on X. Which the letter X? That website? No.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sounds X-rated.
Well, you can.
Xbox the spot.
I will have Doomsayer's contact in the description. You can find him on Twitter. Well, for the time being, you can find him on Twitter before he leaves Twitter, if you will. Yeah. So he had to leave. He had family situation, so of course family comes first. But we appreciate that the time that he was able to spend. Bushido was supposed to be on tonight, but he has health issues that he's dealing with. Prayers for you, sir, and hopefully when you get better, we can find you here as well. You can find me, Wise Old Gamer with a Z on PlayStation, Xbox, and Twitter. And you can find me here every Friday night. And that's basically it, guys. That's our show. So remember, it doesn't matter what you are, but until you've been wasted with Wise, you've not been anywhere. Have a nice one, guys. Peace out. Okay, we are... Hold on.